about it. Say you don't like the life I live. Girl, let's talk about it. Alright, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Wanna talk about it. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Let's talk about it. Okay, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm always on the grind. Girl, let's talk about it. Yeah, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up, world? What's going down? Hey, off top, before we it's still in the building, the Fair Use Act is right there in the description, and everything here is allegedly, and it's for communication and research and educational purposes only. Marcel, what's up, Mr. Ego God Body? What's popping, man? What is popping? Yeah,
Uh,
what is popping?
Mr. Ego.
God Body. Hey man,
I like that.
off top, man. Hey, shout out to all the fathers. Father's Day, man. 7 days later, I look at these holidays, man, and I think it's just a way if we can't respect people and treat mothers and fathers gratefully and graciously every day. I understand reserving one day for acknowledgement. Uh, oh yeah, hey bro, hey, we need to shoot you the link, then. We need to definitely pull you up. God body, I will shoot you the link now. Yeah, you most definitely. God body, we'll get it popping. Blessings family, most definitely.
Peace.
But
Peace.
I said I had to get at this because I happened to be at the ocean. I was deep sea diving last week on Father's Day, so I didn't quite get to get out here and get in communication. But I have a father myself that I would most definitely say Happy Father's Day to. God body, Mr. Leroy. You know what I'm saying? I look in that name. I heard Bruce Lee. Certain things. I always used to look at that name like one of them old slave names or something like that when I look at it. But it's like it's funny because that's my pop's name, man. But shout out to him, man. God body, happy Father's Day. And with that being said, there's a huge connection within the men and the other lives that are there. So blessings to all of that. And I mean, tonight, man, we really gonna go into this topic. How can you optimize yourself or be the greatest version of yourself while involved in the capacity of a relationship? I mean, and that could be any relationship. There's several different relationships that we're gonna get to. So we're gonna talk about tonight becoming and being the greatest version of yourself when your environment, might not be as correct, or it's Tiller, man. Well, yeah, God body, you can pick it up from there, man. What's good?
Man, what's up with it? Salute to all
Mr. Eagle
kings
finna shoot him
and
too.
queens out there. You know, forever free is the mentality. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good topic, man. That's a good question. How to better yourself while in a relationship. Um, a lot of that is going to come down to you, your choices, and the person that you decide to be in a relationship with, regardless if it's personal, romantic, business, whatever. Because in order to be able to evolve and be a better you in a relationship, while being in a relationship, you're going to have to make sure you choose someone that's understanding that you have more room to grow. You know what I'm saying? And is willing to grow with you. You see what I'm saying? And the person that you choose, it has to be a respect there, right? Even if it's a woman. A lot of men they like to pick women to, let's just be honest. A lot of men like to be the just dominant force. So they try to choose women that don't have a lot to speak on, right? But that's not necessarily the best thing for them. They actually need a woman that'll chime in and give them good sound advice, right? They need a woman that garners respect, because if you don't respect the person that's standing next to you in any type of relationship, then how can you even begin to take any type of advice from them? You know what I'm saying? The person sitting across to you should be able to feed you as just as much as you feed them.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely, man. I think the number one thing is growth. When a baby is born, a baby is submerged in water for 9 months. When that baby is born, from 0 to 1, that baby learns how to walk and to talk. So when you meet new people in life and you think that you already who you are, that you're not gonna have to mold yourself to create room for growth, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people get in relationships with anything, even bro, you learn the most from children because of the aspect of the imagination they have. The communication that they, that you seen them develop. However, which way. I think if to optimize in a relationship, bro, you have to be at a point where you don't have a ceiling. You have to keep knowing that you're gonna grow. That you're gonna run into communication issues, bro. It shouldn't be at a point where you feel like you have to break people down to bring them up. I mean, if that makes any sense, like, because you do technically like hear people don't want to hear truth. People don't want to hear real. They don't want to hear rational thinking. People want to hear what they want to hear. So, in order for you to actually get to a point to where you can optimize, bro, you cannot worry about feelings. You can't worry about. It's my personal belief that to be the greatest version of yourself, you are anything that's weighing you down, you're gonna shed. You're gonna shed. If it's something that's weighing you down, you're gonna shed it. So yeah, bro, we just gotta be willing to grow and be like the greatest version of self. I mean, yes, much more to it than that. Yeah,
Hey, that's you hitting it right on the head.
yeah,
Saying and you combine what you just said with what I said previously, right? You know how you thinking, you know where you want to go with it. So now is you have to find somebody that is on that same page that will allow you, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you need permission to be yourself. Nobody needs permission to be themselves, right? But it's much
yeah,
easier. It's much easier on the relationship when you're with somebody who is not going to stifle you. They ain't going to be no obstacle. You know what I'm saying? Uh, when you want to get up and leave, they ain't going to be the person that jump in front of the door. No, you ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? That'll just be a blockage to being a more progressive or more thoughtful person. You see what I'm saying? So you need that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna come down to you, because even when you putting it how you put it, you trying to get to that mindset, it's gotta be you to get yourself to that mindset. Then it's gotta be you to make that choice in the person. You see, if you
yeah.
fuck up and choose wrong, you can't blame it on them. You trying to change them. See, that's the thing about it. You don't need to be changing
Ooh,
them, and they
hey,
don't
bro.
need to be changing you.
Bruh,
It's
hey,
to
with the
be you.
majority of dudes I know right now, I kid you not, um, they are scared to pursue things outside of a working or 9 to 5 because of the habitual thing. It's like this. Everything might change. They schedule changes, different things. You scare people when shit changes. Like we are creatures of habit. So if everything changed, you just shook a person up. Even if you on the correct, like you God body, you gonna shake up with some. So should another person's fears or things that they scare, should that detract you from becoming the greatest person, the greatest version of yourself? stop you or hinder you or anything like that? What's your thought on that?
Boy, that a
No, I'm saying 1,000. You
so
married.
it's
Picture
like this.
yourself. Yeah, yeah,
You take a person that's cautious, right?
yeah,
And then you take a person that's kind of like a wild card, right? Now, if they can't understand each other, come to an understanding with each other, that I'm like this and you're like this, and we just have to find a median, right? If nobody's
yeah,
willing to find a median right there, then that's where it get fucked up at. That's
yeah,
where the word compromise come in. That's when you talk about compromise, right? Because say if I'm a homebody, but baby like to be out and about. I ain't tripping. Do your thing. Just don't forget, you know what I'm saying? Just don't forget where the bread and butter is, where
yeah,
home is. You see what I'm saying, far as in uh uh time spent and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the same thing. Really, that's the same thing a woman gonna say. If she a homebody, they don't really be tripping really like that if you be out and about. But shit, goddamn, when you come home, shit, you ain't fucking with me even when you at the house. Like now that's when shit becomes a problem. You see what I'm saying? But the fear, like past traumas. Oh, this dude used to go out all the time and he cheated on me and all that shit. Now you want to go out and all that shit. Like, nah, you see what I'm saying? Don't project what somebody else has done to you on me. Like, I'm going to do the same thing when I have showed you different. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. You know, we all got to, you can't just see the negative and just throw all the good shit and all the proof that I have given you out the window because of your traumas. Go ahead.
yeah. That's
Did I
real.
answer
Because
that?
what do people
Did I
do?
answer?
Hey, you hit, bro. You hit that on the head because there is so much of that taking place now. Like the projection. People feel stuff, bro, and you project your environment until you change your mind, until you stop seeing, stop seeing the negative things. And bro, these traits take a long time to actually break away. So communication with people can be difficult. So while you trying to optimize, if you didn't went through that, you might be getting up, you working out and you saying, hey man, I ain't involving myself in what other people on. Like they can be on whatever. Hey, bro, this world you know what I'm saying? Like, but past that, man, I say this. Hey, I think it's easy to optimize, and I think it's easy to, like dude say here, have an equalizer. If a woman that you with is an equalizer, you might like getting up working out, and that might not be their thing, but they will allow you at least to go do it because you don't be the person where it's like, I don't like working out. Why you always got to go work out? You start slowing that person down. Yeah, bro. These are the type of things that it might be difficult for some to optimize. Why are you going through that? But I'm saying there's many shields when you're in relationships that are very similar to that statement that I just gave. Might not be the same thing, but they're similar, and people let these things slow them down. Hey, if you in any type of relationship and you know that you're doing it from a correct place, you're not doing it from a jealous place, from a envious, a negative type place. If you're not doing it from that space, then do what you need to do. Like, don't let nobody. What we talked about this the other day is what's the proper compromise. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be compromised. I think, people say that you should compromise, but I say a lot of people don't like to be compromised. And with me saying that is, they'll want you to compromise, but it'll be like compromise while nobody else know what you're doing. You know, you compromise, and you will start feeling like you being less than a man after a while. You know, so if you're a man, and you want a woman to follow you, you cannot ask the woman to be submissive when you've already submitted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't submit it as a man. You didn't tuck your tail. A lot of men leave their kids behind, bro, and won't ever look back a certain type way. Me, I done been through it where a woman doesn't really want you. Yeah, because they mad at how y'all relationship went, but then I'ma still be there as a man, and I'm gonna encourage any man to be there. So I say, you know, compromise, but don't be compromised. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thought on that particular point, man. I can compromise with a person, but I'm not gonna compromise my principles. I'm not gonna compromise who I am to make somebody feel better. You know what I'm saying? If it's your feelings versus me compromising who I am and digging, no, I have to stay. You know, I think that's been so much within men that are that is prevalent nowadays with the men. They say, man, you know, be a man, get a job, take care of your family, all this and that. But the men went through the same thing that the women went through. They were woke up early in the morning as juveniles, woken up every morning to go to school and then get out. So if we creatures of habit, what do you think happens when that happens for 13 consecutive years? Pretty much the only thing you're good for is getting a job, going up and doing the same thing now to make money in a different part of the matrix. So hey, we got to learn, yeah, if we compromise, but we can't be compromised. Just the way I look at that part of it. You know, I say, yeah, through these measures, man, we got to learn to live together, be honest, but real. And I'm gonna pass that to Ish Tiller, man. What business?
Man, ding, 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 bing,
You know
bong, all that shit that they say. Compromise, but don't be compromised. So glad that you said that. And so glad that it's in the comments, because you know what? Some people get that mixed up and get it confused sometimes. So let me hit you with another side of it, right? So sometimes people, when they hear compromise, just like when some people hear submitting, they hear slavery. So sometimes when people hear compromise, they hear compromised. I don't want to be compromised. I don't want to be put in a fucked up position. Well, I got to do something, you know what I'm saying, that I really don't want, you know what I'm saying? No. What I said earlier when we was on the little video chat, see, when you find that right person, you really don't, what we call compromise, you really ain't even compromising, because a lot of the things that you are willing to do, that person is that person that's going to pull it out of you. Some people just pull certain things out of you, right? You have some dudes that be like, man, I won't buy a woman a bag for nothing, right? But then run into that one, you know what I'm saying? He ready to give her the world.
everything.
Damn, a bag, he gonna give her a car. He gonna buy a house for her. You see what I'm saying? He gonna put her in a gated community. That's how far he gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know, don't settle for being put in compromising positions. You know what I'm saying? As a man, don't settle for having to move in with a chick, and then next thing you know, you in a compromised position because she mad at you and she ready to kick you out. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all don't hear my baby's back there crying in the back, boy. I hope y'all don't.
Yeah, it ain't now, man. Yeah. Compromise. Hey,
you know what I'm
saying? Say, look, real shit.
1-year-old at a month old, you know what I'm saying? So,
hey, speaking on though, bro, how he say, look, now, hell no, I don't be that guy.
Don't be that
how
guy.
Do you not, especially for the young generals coming up, man? How do they not be that guy when they got songs where people telling them to eat groceries? I mean, you know, back in the day, I mean, this is
Ain't
keep
nothing
it
wrong with
real.
eating. Hold on now.
Oh
Let
my
me just hold on. Let
gosh!
me
All
let you
right, all
go.
right, all right.
Let me
Let's
let you
go
go.
to it. Yeah, yeah. Let's run it.
Ain't
Let's
nothing.
run it.
Listen,
Yeah,
ain't nothing
yeah.
wrong with eating groceries if you can afford to pay for that shit, man. But if
I
you can't
mean,
afford,
yeah.
you see what I'm saying? You if you feel where I'm
Hold on.
going.
I think you. Let me see. I'm hoping we
Yes.
talking about the
All right.
same
Put it
boat.
to you like this. Put it to you
Yeah,
like. Put it to you like
yeah,
this. Uh, my wife and her sister and a couple of friends, I done heard them say plenty of times, right? A
yeah,
man
yeah.
at this day and age, right? Men need to get it understood that you don't even need to be thinking about no pussy or nothing like that, nigga, unless you got your coins together.
Real shit.
Because you
Real
have
shit.
conversations of shit, nigga. Is $100 enough to take a female on a date?
Hey,
Yes, but shit, depending on where you trying to go. So,
here go the thing with women to me. Here go the thing with
so
women
that's
to
why I
me.
kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, like, yeah, but what you just said, they'll have women talk where they'll talk about these things like this. A man need to have his coins together, but they won't teach their sons to get their business together before they go out. Bro, they had a daughters dating at 14 and 13 years old. You know, if the man is not present, I mean, a lot of these things happen, bro, and you'll watch it. You'll watch it happen. So if they having girl talking, they saying these type things, why you not teaching the sons and daughters these things? Because the man is not present, bro. We have to get this and realize the man has to be present doing a lot of these things. And we talk about optimizing things with broken structures, bro. Like we don't talk about what happened. We talk about what happened in slavery, but we don't talk about the effects of actually saying, like, if you take dogs away from their mothers and fathers and you sell the dogs, those dogs are not gonna act like wolves. We gonna talk about the effects of this domesticated being that has
Right.
happened. So exactly what we talk with you, exactly what you just said. If women are having girl talk like that, why are they not telling the sons? Why are the sons multimillionaires, bro? I mean, the strip club is almost empty now, so I ain't gonna speak on how they are now, but
Right.
yeah, why don't more men focus on actually being great before they get under somebody? And you notice, not saying that the woman is intentionally slowing a man down or a man is intentionally slowing a woman down, but when you look at the fabric of how most relationships or why people can't actually find a person that equals up to their equal, like bro said a minute ago, why they can't find their equal. Yeah, bro, it's baffling to me because if you on your quest, you're gonna find more than your equal. If you just keep pushing past wherever you're going, and if that person that's even with you, if they keep pushing and pressing past, man, to see where you're going, everything should be motivation. I think everybody should get everything they want out of a relationship. I don't see why you wouldn't get everything and more than you would want out of out of all your relationships. We got to learn to optimize. We got to learn. I think it's just a person shouldn't be intimidated if you push them for greatness. If I say me and you ish right here, bro, I should be pushing you towards great. You should be pushing me towards greatness, and it shouldn't be a problem or is. And if it's anything in the way of that, we should be able to chop it up about it.
Right.
Well, shout out to
Um,
everybody that's out there, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, do
man,
everything that that they do. Hey, share right now. Get out there in the ethers, because
where
hey, we yeah yeah
comment, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Uh let's go ahead and take it somewhere right quick because you asked the question why men can't, you know, seem to get that. One angle is that we get locked up, right? So when you get locked up, that puts you behind. It's like when you think about football, right? And now you behind the chains. When you behind the chains, that means shit. You got more yardage to gain than you really supposed to have. You really supposed to have 3 or 4 yards to gain, but you really got 8 because something fucked up done happened. So now that done put you behind the chain, right? So as you coming out of that, a lot of us black males who been locked up, it's hard to find a woman who actually gonna really take you, unless you just one of them dudes who had it before they went in, kept it, and came out with it. You know, let's just be honest. If you one of them niggas, it's kind of easy. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. But some people aren't, some guys aren't that fortunate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't go to prison for no trafficking, dope case or nothing like that. Everybody don't go to prison for selling big weight. You know what I'm saying? Some people go to prison for crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Some people go to prison for a crazy ass assault case where they done beat a nigga half to death. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so some niggas go trying to get it, robbery, trying to actually get money. You know what I'm saying? They out there trying to get it. They don't really have it. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to get it. So you got some people when they come out, they don't have that leg to really stand on like that. So then now it's hard to even. So that's why you have the women, some women like my wife and her sister, which they are the type of women that will teach their kids, their sons, the right thing. But that's why they say the things. Now you need to be only worried about getting your money right? Which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? But even while you trying to get your money right, somebody gonna come along, mess with her. She gonna want you to be in a relationship. Boom, bam, there it is. 3-4 months out of prison, you in a relationship, and you still really ain't got your shit together. You stay with her because you don't want to live with your mom or your daddy because you done been to the pen. So you end up staying with her, and that's how you end up being that guy, right? You see what I'm saying? But then also, the only way you're gonna optimize the better you in a relationship is actually trying to be a better person. You see what I'm saying? Some of the bullshit you used to do, cut that shit out. Show some type of growth. You got to show some growth too in order for somebody to respect you for growing or trying to grow. You see what I'm saying? You can't be talking about I'm growing and you still doing bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That shit don't calculate. That shit, hey, listen, it don't take a rocket science to know that 2 + 2 is 4. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be saying, and some dudes make it look bad because they be saying that shit and they be doing the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? If you gonna grow, grow. Don't say you gonna be growing and shit, telling the woman you're growing and all that shit, but then you still traumatizing her because you doing the bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
I don't want to stop you. I think that's the one thing.
I'm ready to stop. I'm ready to stop.
Hey, God, body. I can't lie. Hey, homie, what you just said is the one thing I kind of take pride, a little bit of pride in. I can't lie, being a man myself, is the fact that I have almost overcome APEP. They call it the lower tendencies of a lower freak, where my senses control me. I can say, yeah, bro, I'm not that person. I'm not one to say I ain't never been that person, you know. Yeah, but I can say right now, bro, my hormones, that shit doesn't control me. I am what I should have been a long time ago, where you focus on something and you see it happen. You focus on it, you see it occur. Manifestation, I think, is huge. And that is why they had Father's Day last week, but I said I was going to tap into Father's Day 7 days later. It's because I wanted to see it manifest. What people call certain stuff, it could be holidays. I think you should see if people still acting 7 days after Christmas, if people still acting like it's Christmas. Like, I think people should still be joyous of people, still smiling. I'm not in for, I think we're creatures of habit. So if we do things continuous every day, then we'll learn to feel like this every day. We make our own holidays. So back to that. It's Tiller. Bro, you done did everything on optimizing in relationships that we can talk about tonight, bro. You done broke it down. Dominique Wilkins dunked that bitch from the back like this. Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't even really know too much more that we can even go into optimizing and becoming great in relationships. You done broke the whole spiel.
I mean, shit. It's probably a few. It's probably a few people out there that could add on.
All right, hold on. Bet this. I got one. I'm gonna hit one of the hardest things people deal with in optimizing relationships. I think it's blended families. A woman handling business by herself with her youth and bringing a man into that fold and trusting that man can basically carry the reins or take over that whole situation like it was his situation. I mean, let's keep it real. Lions in the jungle kill all the cubs, the male cubs, because they want to take over. So being a man, I think it's a lot of big men out there, that have to respect or throw, because they take on situations or children that they didn't make, situations they didn't make or create. They come in and take over those situations like they did. And there's a lot of women that come into those situations and still take care of those situations like a woman, like those are her youth that happens. But there are a lot of people in between that that can't take people's children or their youth. Like this man that come in the house and they dislike. They like what's the movie? Baby Boy. Yeah, they like Baby Boy. You know how Snoop was in that. They become so yeah, man. We can be like destructive in measures, or we can be creative. But yeah, man, just my closing.
You see, OG handled that shit smooth, don't it, Baby Boy? Really though. He was really handling that like a man, because he really didn't have no problem with old Jody. Jody had a problem with him. You know what I'm saying? Thing about that is, at the beginning of a relationship, when you getting involved with a chick, she got kids and shit like that. That's why it's important first of all, get her comfortable enough for y'all to be able to, for you to be able to take all them out, right? So then you can really find out if you can really be around these kids. They gonna, kids got a way of showing you. They got a way of showing you. They gonna show you what's up with them. You see what I'm saying? If they fuck with you or not. Now, it's up to you to understand the difference between if the pussy is worth it or if the woman is worth it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you think that pussy is worth it, that ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying? I ain't ran into none that's good enough to be dealing with no disrespectful ass kid. I ain't going for it. No, because I handle mine. Even the ones that don't live with me. What? Man, you crazy.
Yeah.
What? I'm the type of guy that move a certain way and do a certain do enough in the household to garner that respect. So if your kid can't respect me, then you know what I'm saying. No, he ain't about to be talking to his mama any kind of way. None of that. I ain't going for none of that. But if I feel like I ain't about to be, if he do too much and it's gonna take too much energy and all that shit back and forth, I'm cool. That's when you keep on pushing. Go find somewhere else.
God body.
Mr. Ego.
Mr. Ego, man. Mr. Business.
What's popping, man?
Blessings to the Kings. Thank y'all for letting me sit on the
God body. God body.
Well, you got the background going on and shit.
Yeah, he popping for real. What business?
I got a podcast called That's Not What I Said podcast. So I got all the good stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah, word life. Once we
get popping,
I would drop the names and all that in the comments, man, so we can.
Oh, I dropped the link in there. I'm working right now. I'm working on the content. I'm gonna give you all a little sneak peek into the topics that we're gonna be working on.
Oh yeah. Right.
We got one called "Does Lust Keep a Woman Engaged Longer Than Love?" Fact or fiction? We should teach our daughters to date for quality of life over love. What's the deal with soul ties? Dating a single parent, is it a flex or no? Does a man with a high sex drive get to have more than one partner? Should men or women get fixed? Are black men wrong for being promiscuous? Would you live with your partner before marriage? Death to the independent woman. What side are you on? Establishing and protecting boundaries. The difference between compliments and obsession. Dealing with a vain partner. What is feminine? Do your kids come first? Health is wealth. So we just gonna.
Well, you got some heat right there.
Hey, I'm so.
Right there.
Hey, I'm so. Hey, God, bye. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time to bust some. It's time to bust some moves. Hey, we out here in Dallas, though, man. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot can move quick. It's a lot can move quick, and it really is that time. That's what time it is.
So while I'm sharing your platform, I'd like to share my platform with you gentlemen too. You know, get your own. Once I get to the point where we getting our guests together, I'll get y'all the link so you can I batch mine, so I don't do it live. I do record all of the episodes first, and then we release one episode a week. So first season is done. I did six episodes, but it was just a pilot. The second season is going to be 12 episodes, one episode a week for 12 weeks. So we're going to do 3 months worth of content.
That's 1,000. See, hey, man, I just left a little birthday party. My nephew, he in Snowfall. He Einstein in Snowfall. I just left where they at. But, bro, it be so much that I literally be hearing. And yeah, bro, through all them titles that you just said, bro, I didn't thought about them. It's just whatever we doing, running across certain people right now, bro, we can make shit elevate to a different, take it to the next level. A whole different level. And I say
it's like he was on the call. It's like
it's on the call. Hey, no, I don't even say who brother. Yeah, he can tell you. Yeah, that's Indigo. You an Indigo brother, right?
Yeah, that's my little sister, my baby sister.
Right.
So damn, he probably was on the call because her big head ass.
I've been on the call for weeks. I tried to hop on. Now what I did was I turned on my live notifications for Key. So now when you go live, I get it on the phone, But I was catching it randomly, and I don't be on Facebook all the time, so I just catch it when I was catching it when I see it, but now I'm catching them every time you hit the live button. I'm in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Trying to see what y'all. I love the show. I love the platform. I like what y'all doing up here. So
Hey, bro, I like everything you said because I'm one of the honest people. Editing the things you say 7 days later in the background. Those are all the key things that we don't do. That realistically we can take shit to a whole nother plateau if we just do the small thing. We communicate in the background. I'm one of the people where they be like, hey, man, don't say this or do this up front, but it's like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I don't really have the brake pedal to some shit. But yeah, man, like this is the way that I think generally we connect with people. We this is a worldwide web. They use a web to connect things to control others. Why not use them same platforms as a way of connecting? Bro, we need to be connecting to people that are overseas and different. Everybody else born with business pipelines. They born with all these different things. And yeah, bro, I think your health is your wealth. A whole lot of things that you just said they were all great topics off top. Like it's so much I could do.
It was so I got so bad. All that.
Yeah. I got the shows, a lot of them written out. So I just write my talking points, and then I just invite my panelists to come with an open heart and open mind. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what I'm finna ask you. You don't know what direction we finna go here. You know what I'm saying? So I know where we're going, just really to drive the conversation. But the blessing is having people that's honest and open, you know, have the ability to articulate their perspective. But I don't do no badgering on my show. I don't do no fighting. You can say your piece, they can say their piece, but we're not finna jump on nobody. You know, if you different, you different, cool. We, you know, we love everybody, we respect everybody. Bring your opinion to the table and leave it on the table, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just, you know, just a way for me to make sure that I'm maintaining control. You know, I gotta make sure I'm.
It's called That's Not What I Said.
Yeah.
That's not what I said.
So that came from me being on Facebook with an alternative perspective and communicating with people and fighting, you know, and arguing and shit, and people not really taking the time to listen to my perspective. You know, you automatically telling me I'm wrong. You ain't ask no fact finding questions or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just wrong because you say I'm wrong. All right, cool, whatever. Right. So I created the platform so I can kind of get busy without people, you know, give people an opportunity to hear the full idea without judging, you know, hopping in real quick and being like, oh no, you ain't right, boom, 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 boom. And everybody don't share my perspective, but it gives a really good view, you know, when people can see both. I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't care where you're from. You know what I'm saying? You say it is what it is. That's what the fuck it is. I'm gonna accept your word for it, you know.
But see, it's definitely a difference between, you know, asking somebody some factual shit and then, you know, asking somebody an opinion type of question. You know what I'm saying? And some people, real. You know, and some people don't know how to really gauge
the difference.
Which, you know, so that's why some people get offended. And you speak on your opinion. It's like, oh, what? Hey, man, it's my opinion. You know how you live and how you act and all that. That's the way you do things.
Right.
Just because I don't do it, or you know, that don't or condone it, that don't mean I hate you. You know, that don't mean I hate you. I ain't hating on you, or am I not hating you? I'm just being me.
Right.
So you know, it got to be that two-way street thing, man. Everybody don't really get that, you know, method of thinking. Go ahead, King.
I have a question though, since we talking about relationships, and it's a male review. Whenever it's only men on the show, I call it a male review, right? Because it's only right. So you know, kings, niggas, you know, mean no disrespect, but so the question is, have you ever had a woman tell you they like you, they want to be with you, and also reject you as a man?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. That's it. All right. So you say a woman tell you they like you, but then they reject you as a man. I have had that happen. I have had that happen. I didn't have women, a couple. I ain't gonna lie, bro, and I hate to bring this person up like that, but I got a baby mama that ran off like two. She ran off two people. Like she kicked one of them car, bro. She acted. She used to act wild every time I would go to pick up my youth, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, she like pop off hard, like for a while. And the crazy part about it is, like one of my daughters like 18 now. Like she just graduated, but. And they would think like, you know, I mean, I used to do a whole lot back, you know, but at the end of the day, man, you know, end of the day, I will admit whatever I did, but this person left and had another person standing at the house at the same time. But my youth would think, you know, because I wouldn't go back to the situation, so she would cut up. Like once I got free, I was free as a bird. Like, you know what? It wasn't no turning back looking. That didn't happen. So, yeah, bro, it was like two people that they cut for me strong, but they was like, hey, man, I like you, but yeah, I can't deal with that type situation. You know, your situation. I can't deal with that. And, you know, yeah, I did have, that's probably about the only situation that I can think of where they like, I like you, but yeah, I can't do it. That probably was about the only one. It's Tiller, bro. What you got for us?
Man, I think the majority of men have been in that situation, but it's like that's like a hindsight situation. Like you don't really understand it or know what the fuck going on until it's damn near too late. or either you done got out of the relationship and you look back like, hold the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some things you don't really catch on to or understand until you get older.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you really finding yourself and understanding who you are. And it's like, damn, this motherfucker. Like I said, what I say earlier, you could have a dude who probably 30 years old. He done had multiple girlfriends. He ain't never put his hands on a woman else. Right? Then all of a sudden he get with this one chick when he 30 years old. And next thing you know, he done went upside her head. Now, popular opinion would make it seem like it's all the dude. It's like he's just something wrong with him, which I'm not going to negate that. It might be something wrong with him. But at the same time, we want to overlook the fact that he's never done this ever until now. So what changed? That's the question. You see what I'm saying? That's the question that our folk, we don't like to ask those questions. We don't like to do the therapy part. We don't like the therapy session shit. We don't like therapy session. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I done been in a situation where, you know, it got so weird that I was looking at myself like I was fucked up. Like, damn, maybe I ain't strong enough for her.
That's right.
I ain't strong enough for her. No, it ain't. I ain't strong enough for this motherfucker's on some bullshit. That's what it is. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had to take a step back and be like, nah, it ain't me. It's that one. But while I was in that motherfucking whirlwind, shit was spinning so fast. I'm like, damn, maybe this motherfucker is just too much for a nigga. It ain't even like that though. Not like I'm just a weak nigga, but it's just too much because you doing too much. You see what I'm saying? You got too much shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And when you're dealing with a person like that, sometimes it can get confusing. They trauma start feeling like your shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Yeah, that's real.
Past that, man.
Yeah, say for real.
Yeah. So for me, I've had women hinge their participation in a relationship on my participation in a relationship, right? So I mean, generally speaking, we know most women expect a man to provide leadership, protection, and provision. Lead, provide, protect. That's pretty much what our role is. And I think in the perfect world, a woman will submit to those things that they expect a man to do. If you want me to lead you, you got to be okay with following me. You know what I'm saying? You got to be okay with me saying that way. And you're not asking no motherfucking questions, not asking for no motherfucking clarification. We're going that way, you know? If I say duck, you ain't supposed to be like, from what? You supposed to be on the motherfucking ground. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. What business.
So I also ultimately I understand that men and women control different things in a relationship. As a man, I protect the relationship title, right? As a woman, you control sex. I can't have sex with you until you say that we're gonna fuck, and we're not ever gonna be in no type of relationship status until I say that's where the fuck we at with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we get to a place where we bump heads in relationships because women concede, generally speaking, women concede their control mechanism in a relationship real early, you know? And then they forget that they have to appeal to us to get what they want, you know? So anytime I find myself in a situation to where a woman is rejecting who I am as a man, I ultimately know this ain't somebody that I can continue to mess with, because you're supposed to be on your purpose right now. You know, you're supposed to be aware of the fact that you can't move forward without me. So you can't hinge your participation on my participation, because baby, you done gave your victory tool up already. That's the reason why we, in the perfect world, a woman would concede her shit after we would be engaged and married and give up the title before we get the pussy. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't the way it is no more.
You single right now?
I'm single, yeah.
So
yeah, he say, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this here.
What's happening?
Boy, you pray for it.
You
It's
said
coming. You pray for it, it's coming. You keep just standing on your 10. Stand on your 10, and that motherfucker that you want, that's right. Because like I said, listen, it's gonna get to a point what's understood ain't never gonna be misunderstood. You hear what I'm saying?
that's right.
But it's all about the next time you even start to we're gonna dig right in early. We're gonna get all this out, the whole conversation, all this out the way early.
Yeah.
You chop right into it. You cut right into them. That way, if they ain't gin for it, you ain't even gotta waste your time.
It's a
You ain't
wrap.
even gotta waste your
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with taking them somewhere, sit down, have a little drink, something to eat, and let's have these conversations.
Let's run through it.
That's why they said conversation rule the nation, player.
Yeah.
You hear me? Because guess what? At the same time, you'll have something. A man got to understand this, right? By law, that's what the fuck we supposed to do. Is take care of the household. When you got one, that's why you got to make sure that you're picking one, that you're choosing one that is worthy to be taken care of in that manner. Right? But that is also willing to do what you need them to do. It's gonna come back to that choice. It's gonna come. You keep picking wrong. You know what I'm saying? We like going for the crackers with the cheese or the peanut butter on it. When sometimes you just need the regular old saltine cracker, because that's what's gonna give you everything you need. The peanut butter and the cheese is just some extra shit, but the saltine cracker got the nutrients, the sodium, and all that, whatever the fuck you need, and not too much of it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I got you. And can I respond to him real quick? It ain't gonna be long.
He got it already.
I'm just gonna throw in there the reason why I'm single is because I've slowly over the past couple of years started understanding my worth. You know what I mean? I understand access. I understand weaponizing myself in the rooms that I walk into. So a lot of times where I would play the room a little bit differently, I kind of like play the wall a little bit more now than I did before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think it's valuable for nobody in the room I'm in to be able to say that they could text me or mobilize me to pull up somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I think that's some cheap nigga shit, broke nigga shit, weak nigga shit for everybody nigga shit. I'm not with none of that. You know what I mean? So same way if I was in a room and the motherfucker I was talking to, and you know it's 10 niggas in there and 3 of them can call her and say, hey, what you doing tonight? That's weird. I don't even want to talk to you, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not with none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like in this place right now because I understand my work, and I'm not willing to, you know, compromise who I am, the essence of who I am for none of this fuck shit, you know? And the more I had these conversations like the one I'm having with you Kings, the more it strengthens the idea that I'm not with none of the crazy shit. As soon as you on too many red flags, baby, you gotta go. I'm not fixing you. I'm not running it up. If you ain't got the basic shit, no, we're not even talking about the extra shit. We just talking about the basic shit. If you ain't got it, I'm good. Take care of myself. I take care of my kids. Yeah. I'm a sole custodian. My kids live with me. You know what I'm saying? I got my own car. I got my own house. I don't need you to pay none of my bills, baby. If you can't make me happy, it's not going to work. I don't need you for nothing. And a lot of these women, they used to niggas needing them for something. You know what I'm saying?
So, and that's what we need.
All right, I'm passing the mic.
We need.
Hey, hold on. I got a question before he go, because he said 2 things, and I wanted to get to those. He said the man runs yada yada yada, and the woman controls when they have sex. Those 2 things. What did you say? The man controls or runs.
The man controls the relationship status.
All right, so the man controls the status. The woman controls when sex. They have sex. Yeah. Let me pick up on that part right there. God body. I can't wait to get on that man's show right there for real. Like. Yeah, bro, we're going to make fireworks. We're going to make some other type shit pop. I mean, but although a lot of people do think that men control the status and and women control when the sex happens or whatever that. I think you gave the answer later on to that. When a man realizes his importance, even in sexual nature, when he giving himself out, the man has been more accessible for years. Because the man doesn't know each ejaculation, bro. You got 400 trillion sperm cells going out there. Imagine what that energy can do if you keep it inside yourself for certain periods of time and learn how to make that energy move around you. Like it's the thing. Men don't know their importance when they say that. I really never can run across a woman where I'm like, I don't like saying that, but it's hard to have sex. Bro, I say this is some of the easiest. I think it's just as easy for men as it is for women, and in my mental capacity, for real. But I do think some people think these things are difficult, or it's just getting a person, bro. If you find something in common with any person, you find something in common, you can make them feel like you've known them forever. Then guess what, bro? They gonna act like they known you forever. And it could have just been 15 minutes ago you met them. You know what I'm saying? It's just being real. But as far as the status, these are labels. So yeah, a man can say, hey, we go together. But what does that really mean if that man's actions is outside of what he says?
Yeah, but we're not talking about a man just out there fucking off. We're talking about men of intention, men of stature, men that, you know, operate within a certain level of morality. We not, you know, I don't really be on the conversation where we talking about the weakest links. You know, I'm talking about motherfucking gorillas. Anytime you hear me talking, I'm talking about black people first. Yeah. Second, I'm talking about the motherfucking gorillas. I can't even really tell them weak ass niggas what to do or how to do it. I don't relate to none of that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to me, I don't talk from that perspective ever. King, I'm talking to you from the top. We operate with a woman. I know what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? I know where we're going with this motherfucker. You get in this shit. And I don't think, like, you know, boyfriend girlfriend thing is really worth it. I'm not really speaking about the relationship status in terms of that. I'm talking about when I have to get on a knee with a ring to ask you to take my hand, you gon' motherfucking say yes. Yeah, I could be the worst piece of shit nigga on earth. You're gonna say yes when I drop on them. So it's not a question of what's gonna happen once I do it. I'm in control of that. I control that shit. For all the niggas that get proposed to and they go get married and live happily ever after, that's some weak pussy ass. I'm sorry. I don't know if the kids is up right
now. I just wanted to jump in real quick because I got this little light and I want to let it shine. You feel me? And he just hit it on the head, you know, about controlling the relationship status. Sometimes a man can be with a woman and it gets to the point where she's ready for them to get married, and he just might not be ready, right? Now,
always ready, sir.
Now,
ready
right. But you know, I'm talking about ready far as in nigga, it's a make or break type shit. Like, hold on, like, but nigga, you know, it's people that's done been in those situations where it's like, man, we done been together 5 years. It's time for us to be married. And I've been in conversations with
most women say get the fuck out too. I don't mean to stop you. Don't want to stop. Most women kick men. They kick men out too the most.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. You know, so understanding your worth will help you to make the decision when it's time for you to make the move, regardless of what type of pressure you getting from the female. Also, when it comes to a man controlling the relationship status, he controls the status far as in if it's a respectable relationship. From outsiders looking in, right? Is he really making the woman happy? You see what is he really handling his business? Or is he out here bullshitting?
I think that's a team effort.
Because it's niggas that sharks out there. They can smell that shit. They can smell it. It's something they can smell it. Them be the nigga. Yeah, yo, nigga ain't doing it like this because they can smell it. They can smell it on the woman. But guess what? If a man handling his business, all they gonna be smelling is that nigga's dick. Pause. No homo, nothing like that. But it's a figurative thing. You see what I'm saying? All they gonna, the only scent they gonna get off her is another nigga, another male. You see what I'm saying? So in that instance, I agree with you also when it comes to controlling the status of the relationship. Now, when it comes to that sex, shit, you'll have a chick. This is what a man gotta be appreciative. You might have a chick that's willing to let you have it anytime you want, but it might just be off the left side of that hip. You see what I'm saying? On some side stroke shit. Are you okay with that? You see what I'm saying? Or are you gonna be a man that's complaining like, "Hey, I need that mama from the back. I need you to ride on top of me." You see what I'm saying? I need you to. You see what I'm saying? Or are you willing to just take it from the? Cause she'll give it to you, but it might just be what we call a lazy, right? But it ain't lazy. She giving you what you want. You just want that warmth. You know what I'm saying? So when us men, we have to, be willing to accept some shit when it comes to a relationship. Cause you be like, damn, I want it all the time. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you all the time, but it ain't gonna be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? She might not want to bounce on it all the damn time. Are you cool with that? Are you cool with that? Are you cool with that?
Are you okay with the lazy?
I just want y'all to know I have rebuttals. All right.
Yeah, we're in life.
Am I cool with it?
No, I'm saying is, yeah.
So the first thing I want to say is I created something called 6 Phases of Relationship, right? And the reason why I created 6 Phases of Relationship is because I got tired of being bulldozed into a relationship by women that felt like we should be further ahead than the fuck we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing because it helps us as a man establish leadership in a relationship and also let women know from the gate that I care about the relationship status as much as you. You know what I mean? But I don't want to mislead you. I don't want you to feel like, we spinning our tires and we ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? So let me implement this process with you. And we're both going to know what phase we in along the way, what that means for us. We're able to fine tune a relationship based off of it. So the phases are this. The first phase is courtship. That's when you first meet somebody, right? Getting to know you phase, courtship. Then you start dating. So the second phase is the dating phase. The third phase, in which I think is probably like the most important phase, is the exclusively dating phase. And we do exclusively dating before we enter into a relationship because I feel like this is the phase where you're able to kind of get all the bullshit out of the place. You know what I mean? Let everybody know what's going on. You shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody cutting your hose off. You know what I mean? You do that in the exclusively dating phase. Give this in a relationship thing a test run, but also let's use this as an opportunity to get rid of the riffraff and the bullshit. You know what I mean? Ain't no potential suitors should be around. Ain't no serious.
They should be gone by then. They should be gone by then, right?
Yeah.
They should be gone, right? You shouldn't even be dealing with that shit right there, right?
Yeah, by the time we get into a relationship, we shouldn't be having this conversation at all, right? And then engaged and then married, So I would say that I do agree with the sentiment of kind of like finding yourself in a situation that you're not really prepared to be in. And a lot of times that's just to appeal to the woman. You know what I mean? Like, I care about you. I care about your feelings. But I also then come to this with a plan. So I came up with a fucking plan. You know what I'm saying? Came up with 6 phases of relationship.
Because they got a plan for you. Because they got a plan for your ass. Because they got one for you.
I got a question in one of those phases. So say you go to the exclusive phase that you were speaking on, and somebody has a male friend. This is your guy that she has a male friend that she's cool with. They ain't never, but you uncomfortable with them being cool. Do they have to quit talking? Do they have to cut off those people too?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, he said absolutely.
Yeah, because I don't believe in emotional cheating. and I'm not going to allow the
Yeah.
construct of another man and his plan and his program to be associated with my relationship. So if you got somebody
In your
else in your
program.
life in which you're supposed to submit
Yeah.
to their emotions and their leadership and their guidance, I'm gonna tell you that that's not a person that you need in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, God body, I'm one to feel you. I feel you on this.
Yeah.
So when you go to a church, your lady, she voting, are all of those things off of the table, or are they still on the table?
What you mean?
Because I think it's big, like for our community.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear a lot of women, they go to a church and they say, my pastor said this or this or that, or a certain thing.
Yeah.
They are technically under this person's administration,
Right.
to a degree. Not saying the same thing, but this is why a lot of the men back up from church before women. When women don't have no other alternative, that's where they teach to go to, or the children, that's where they go to. A lot of the men back up because they like, damn, they seen a long time ago, the preacher might have a lot of women they mess with in the church, or the preachers were a different type way. So I'm saying, does that go for every aspect? And the reason why I asked this question is because on a male standpoint, say me myself, I might run into, I'm married. I run into women that I don't look at as potential suitors or anything of the above, but it might be a connection, say spiritual. You, for instance, this is your first night ever popping up, but on God, like it seemed like I already knew you prior to you pulling up, and already knew this. Like so. Am I supposed to not communicate with you because somebody else feel uncomfortable, or you communicate with this person because it makes someone feel they might feel like it's a suitor, but in your mind, you already know which direction you headed. So I'm saying, do you cut off these connections or pipelines in life, or do you? Because I think this is the whole topic where we were going tonight with the optimizing or getting the most out of a relationship.
Right.
Do you have to block your potential blessings or potential networks to suit one person or to suit one situation, or yeah?
So what I would do is I would help my partner understand the morality in which we're going to operate, right? Because when it comes to relationships, everything in a relationship is based off of contracts. You know what I mean? What contract you make with your partner ain't the same contract that the next person gonna make with their partner. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think it's a kind of situation to where every single person that you have in your life that you rely on, they gotta go, because I'm not threatened by none of that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not concerned. I'm gonna help my partner understand the role that her pastor play in her life, and help her understand how to compartmentalize the interaction that she has with that person and that organization, and understand that that's not this. You know what I'm saying? You can, we're a partnership, so we're gonna talk about whatever's on your mind. You know what I mean? And that's supposed to, a lot of them things are really supposed to encourage growth in the household. So we're talking about it. That's literally the essence of what that organization really is there to do. You know what I mean? If she comes in contact with something in that place, and she feels like that need to be brought up to the household, bring it to the motherfucking household. You know, let's talk about it. But you're not finna act like that nigga's supposed to be the law around this motherfucker, because I got the serious.
Yeah,
I'm running shit around this motherfucker. So you can talk to me about whatever the fuck you want to talk to me about, but that nigga rules is not finna run this household. You see what I'm saying? So I would help her understand the morality. You know, I would have a contract with her and help her understand like how to place that information. You know, that information ain't gonna replace me, my role, my leadership, my guidance, whatever. Iron sharpens iron. So I'm gonna take it into consideration. But ultimately, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and I'm gonna run this shit my way. You know what I'm saying? Personally, that's how, you know.
So you run shit with an iron fist.
I mean, I think that there's a strength in the fist, man. You know, and I don't care what you got it in. It make it stronger. I'm with it. I want to make sure that what I'm building is last for a long time. You know, if we are only as strong as the weakest link, then I'm paying attention to that motherfucker. That's the strongest motherfucker in my eyes. Gonna be the strongest motherfucker for real. You know what I mean?
Best thing you can have.
You know.
My bad. The best thing you can have is a person that understands that you got the motherfucking fist.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that you got to swing the motherfucker at any goddamn time.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, bro. You feel me? You ain't gonna have to do all that. You see what I'm saying? What I told you earlier. When that queen come along for you,
Yeah.
you ain't even gonna have to
I
come
don't
back.
think you willed it like that.
You
know?
don't. Yeah, no, I'm saying, you don't even have to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't even. You just stand there with the staff. You don't never have to swing it because you have it. You got the position, right?
And we submit to each other.
See when you get to a point where I'm standing like this and I'm standing firm, like you've already showed. Right? Then you're gonna
that's it.
End up with someone that's willing to allow you to be that king.
You say
that rules without having
submit, obey. I don't care about these people.
I rule with an iron presence.
Who's going to submit to me?
I rule with an iron presence. An iron presence is better than an iron fist. You feel me? An iron presence is way better than an iron fist.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? When you can just stand there and when you can just look, you ain't got to say too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you got to the point where what's understood will never be misunderstood. So yeah, like I say, it's long as they understand that you got that iron fist.
Yeah.
You ain't got to never swing it like that. You ain't never really just got to put your foot down. Cause guess what? It was already down when you came in the relationship. Y'all don't have to put it down.
Yeah.
I never picked it up.
Yeah.
In order to put your foot, I can't put my foot down. That means you picked it up at some point in time.
Never.
And I ain't there. I'm not. Listen, I'm not no gorilla pimpish type of nigga where but I ain't no damn sucker neither. Just point blank and simple. Are we gonna everything else after that? Long as you know I ain't no sucker. You hear me? At the end of the day, for some of the hood chicks who they don't understand what the fuck. Long as you understand that I ain't no damn sucker, I ain't going for any old thing. Then we good. I respect you. I respect your opinion. All that, everything.
You know, when you act like that, they start calling you controlling and manipulative. You know, you can't act like that. You know that the ladies are gonna call you names, man. The queens, they're gonna call you. They're gonna call you controlling, brother.
No names. All my wife called me is king. And it's husband. You hear me? That's it. That's all she called me. I'm married, baby. So you know what I'm saying. I'm not popping or capping though. You know what I'm saying. Knowledge done spoke to my wife on plenty of occasions, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the same respect that I want her to give me,
right?
I give that shit to her off top. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say I ain't that gorilla pimpish type of nigga. That it's my way or no way and all that shit like that. Because if you want it like that, you give the relationship no room to grow. So how the fuck is you talking about growing? How you thinking about evolving while you're in a relationship when you don't even want the relationship to grow?
Just ask you a question. Do we live in, generally speaking, do we live in a matriarchal system or a patriarchal system?
Society wants you to believe that the natural order of things is to be up under a matriarch system, which is not the natural order of things. That's not how it's supposed to be. But right now, yes, we are more women driven.
Women driven?
Woman driven, yes.
All right, so I completely disagree, and I'm going to help you understand my mechanism for disagreeing. Okay.
Okay.
It is my understanding, and I don't want to say that you're wrong. I'm just going to express my understanding. It's my understanding that every being in existence came from a woman, right? Crawled out from between a woman's fucking legs. But everything in existence was created by a man. Okay, so we don't operate in a system where property is passed down from a woman to a woman. We don't operate in a system to where a woman is expected to lead or provide in any situation, except for when there isn't a man present. So we, in my understanding, my ultimate understanding, I understand that we live in a patriarchal system, and everything that we do and everything that we have is because a man decided that that's what the fuck we were gonna have.
Is that expectation or is that reality?
Tell me what a woman created besides another human.
No. I can't deny you on that because we the one that carry the seed.
Okay,
we
so,
carry this.
I mean,
we carry. No, what I'm saying is, listen. No,
we're not talking about that though.
That's a fact. On one end, that's you're speaking. You're saying something factual, right? Which, as far as in, we carry the seed of creation.
There we go.
Right, we carry the seed of creation. Right,
the brain and the spine is what we contribute.
But in the social part of life,
yes,
women controlling this shit.
But what is it?
Hold on. Look. Who do you know more? The King of England or the Queen of England?
You talking about of England? I mean,
I'm just asking. This is all because we can't.
The Queen is more popular than, but I mean, hell,
that's part of that's
Obama part lady was more popular than her.
All that because listen, all of that.
Okay, because so where we going? I'm rolling.
You have a lot of people. You have a lot of people, right, that believe in things like Mother Earth more than they would believe in Father God. Per se, you feel me? So I'm just saying, like, okay. So on one end we conversate. On one end we conversate on how things are supposed to be.
Yes.
Right.
Actual,
on how it's actually supposed to be. And
what we live in and how it's supposed to be. The expectation.
But at the same time, a lot of dudes don't run their household right now. Okay, that's why you. That's where some of these. But see, this the thing.
I'm only talking about the gorillas.
And that's taking away the reality of the conversation, though. When you put it like in certain instances, you can say that, but in every aspect, you can't say, "Oh, I'm just talking about the gorillas," because then that takes a lot of the reality away from the conversation that you have.
Well, I think that you can add.
Because I'm like far as how my household is ran, it's a patriotic type of.
I'm talking to a king. Right. And another king. I consider y'all gorillas in my mindset. I also can't connect with the fuck shit that goes on at the bottom. I don't know how that shit go. You know
hey, brother,
I know niggas are not living their life right. I can't use that as a metric of how I'm going to do business, or I can't even consider it. I'm talking to you about the way it is. Me and my partner, we can talk about everything under the sun, right? But she has to ultimately be okay with me saying this.
Have you had reality? This is where we go. Have you had that?
This is where we're going.
Hey,
hold on.
On bruh background, I'm just keeping it 1,000. In the comments before, bruh already said if you're not evolving or trying to evolve, he would rather them go ahead and speed up the process to get off the ship. To get off the planet, bro. So I mean, having that conversation from the Lord perspective, yeah, bro. I'm ready to be around motherfuckers who really generally like shit. Hey man, like so I understand the whole gorilla concept, the things that here is using. I get those concepts for real. Do you want to keep having conversation around people that ain't never gonna get it correct? I mean, do you? I ask them questions. Do you want to keep having the same conversations, bro? I have people close to me, that are in 1,000% denial. It might be something they did 3 days ago. They don't want the world to know whatever they did. So even if you try to have the conversation, they not gonna want to deal with it. They gonna feel a certain way. You telling their business. It's all type of different things that could take place. So do we keep catering people who are transparent themselves? If you're a transparent person yourself, you see through. You'll deal with whatever you have done, whatever somebody can throw out there. You don't care. You willing to put that out there. Do you keep conceding to people who don't want to? They gonna stay the same vibration. Do you keep conceding or molding yourself to make them feel comfortable? I mean, I don't know either. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Create balance, man. You know, we got to create the conversation in a way where them motherfuckers can hear this and be uplifted. We can't keep using how they operate as a mechanism for like a standard. That's not the fucking standard. We can't keep bringing that bullshit up in the conversation. I mean, yeah, we can recognize that shit happens over there, but we not living that lifestyle. If you and your wife having a conversation, and it's not to put your wife down. I'm not trying to say anything to act like your wife isn't powerful. I'm 100% aware that your queen probably got more power than you, and you a strong brother, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. If you and your wife are having a conversation about discipline or a meal plan or whatever the case may be, right? And you know your wife is a subject matter expert, regardless of the fact that she added more information to the conversation, when it comes time for y'all to walk away and make a decision about what's going to happen, you're the person that's like, this is where we're going. Or even if she says, babe, we're going to do X, you say, okay, right? Is there any point in time in a situation with your wife, your queen, where she tells you how shit gonna be and you just don't care about the outcome enough to just not say, yeah, that's cool, or no, that's not fucking cool? You're always in control, right?
So in that situation, I feel where you coming from. I feel where you coming from.
Not to take away from her because I can't do what I do without you. You gotta be there. That's yin and yang. That's positive.
If she right. Now listen, if we having a conversation,
we can make better decisions together. You know, so the queen always been running shit behind the scenes. The king don't know what's going on over there. She the one dealing. You know what I'm saying? She the one in the nigga ear like, hey, look, that nigga you talking to, keep it short with him.
That's the
nigga you need to be talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Are you man enough to take the right advice when you know it's right? That's when you know you maturing as a man, bro. That's the thing about it. See, a lot of us got Mr. Ego. Nah, I ain't no shots fired, but a lot of us got that.
I know, man.
Look, real talk, we got that nigga shit, motherfucker can't. Matter of fact, you know what? It's crazy. I can't even put it on my post now, but I literally just said earlier I was gonna put a little short up that said, if you are a person that I'm not gonna change for nothing or nobody, you might not need to be seeking a relationship at that point in time, because you don't really fully understand what it takes to be in a really fruitful relationship. Because guess what? You can't be expecting that woman to build her if you're never trying to build her. You can't expect that woman to build you if you're never trying to build her up also. Right? So say you got your career and you doing something and she's when you meet her, she a CNA. But she already telling you that she want to eventually be a LPN, a RN. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. She want to be now you want her to stand by her. You want her to stand by you while you grow, right? Now, once you reach your point to where you done grew a lot and you getting a lot of things that you want, are you willing to let her have her moment? Not far as in saying take away from you. Not saying that you got to really step back too much from what you are already doing, but say she just want to go do her thing. So that means she might not be able. So while she took a step, while she took a step back from doing nursing, she cooked for you. She did all that, right? And she like, well, babe, shit, you got everything popping like you want everything like that. I think I want to. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you man enough? Let me phrase it like that. Are you
you
man enough to sacrifice a little bit
this is
for
what
your
I say.
woman to have some?
I don't believe in codependency. All right. I think personally, I believe that the reason why a lot of these niggas got for half of their motherfucking money when the shit over with is because they got a motherfucker that's a trophy. I don't believe in that. All right. I don't believe in, I believe like I adore somebody like Dame Dash because I see him associated with all of these millionaires and billionaires, but he ain't no part of none of the paperwork. You know what I mean? He empower you to go out there and be your most truest, authentic self and operate at the highest level possible and get the fuck on. I don't think it's my job to stop somebody from doing what the fuck they want to do. I'm going to empower my partner. If you come to me and say, baby, we need to make $50,000 more every year, damn it, we're going to make $50,000 more every year. And if that means I got to wash your clothes, make you, lunch, and prepare you to go out there and elevate your lifestyle, I'm going to do it because I want you to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in time where I'm going to do anything that self-sabotage the shit I got going on. If my girl want to go do something, hell yeah. Because like you said earlier, we supposed to serve each other, right? Are you supposed to serve your partner? I did the show. It's on YouTube. That's not what I said. Podcast. Plug. So check. Right. You're supposed to fucking serve your partner, bro. You're supposed to. That ain't no one-way street. I'm not, the idea of a man being at the top doesn't mean that you're subjugated or you don't get no say or you don't get to do what the fuck you want to do. No, you do everything you want to do. You empowering me to be the best motherfucker I can be means in turn I'm doing the same for you. It's reciprocal. Right. I'm not taking nothing away from you. If you make more money than me, first off, it's gonna be hard because I'm gonna set the bar high. But if you do, damn it, who cares? Right. If you make 300,000 and I make 250, I don't give a fuck. I'm not mad. Yeah. I'm not mad at you. Make it. Go make more. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not fucked up about it. And I'm going to tell my partner to go out there. I don't want no weak motherfucker that's going to be in the same position for 20 years. That's not going to work for me. So if you ain't trying to elevate, if you're not trying to get to the next level, I'm not fucking with you anyway. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work.
And listen. I'm going to tell you some big dog shit. You say gorilla. I like gorilla because Tell a gorilla, you know what I'm saying? They used to call me that thing in the pen on the court. You hear me? Tell a gorilla coming through there, motherfucker. But dog, on some big dog shit. A lot of men have to understand their worth. It's to the men. You know what I'm saying? I understand you would like talk to the gorillas. But we got some people out there that want to be gorillas. Yeah. We got some people out there that want to be big dogs. Yeah. And they got the intangibles. Right? They just don't have the mentality all the way. They just ain't strong. You see what I'm saying? So some of our men got to understand their worth and understand and knowing that you can't be gin for that. Oh, this nigga don't make as much as me and and all that shit. Nah, don't G for that. Don't G for that. Don't G for that. Don't G for that. She lying. Because that ain't always the necessary truth. Shit. Madonna done showed you that. J-Lo done showed you that. They done showed you that. It ain't really always about the finance.
Man, and that's
it is, but it ain't. But it's really how you handle yourself. It's really how you handle your business, handle yourself. You see what I'm saying? You carry yourself of a certain stature. You see what I'm saying? You can't ever little dog me. You feel me? I don't care who you are. Like I say, that presence, that iron presence is a motherfucker. When you can walk in the room and you ain't even gotta have the most money, but you garner a lot of attention because it's like, damn, what's up with this nigga? This nigga chest out. This nigga chest out. This nigga head up, chin up. He walking big. They like, damn. You ain't even gotta be the loudest nigga in the room. You ain't gotta be the nigga with the biggest chain on. I done been in plenty rooms with no jewelry, not even this earring. You hear me? And was getting hella attention.
Right.
Attention because it's a presence.
It's your energy, big dog. It's your energy, OG.
You
know what I'm saying? You walk in the room, it's
I'm fucking with something. I'm fucking with something over here. Something over here. You better believe it. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that type of aura about yourself, that's when a lot of shit don't even, once you notice it and once you understand it and once you know how to harness it and use it and utilize it, That's when you are able to optimize. That's when you're able to get into a relationship and still be able to optimize yourself to the greatest value. You feel me? And I'm past that, man.
Yeah, what's going on up there, Key? You've been quiet, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I'm right here. You know,
That's how you do.
I was just waiting to this $130 come up, man, because I was gonna hit up with this closing statement right here, man, because I think the goddesses give birth to a lot. They give birth to creation. If the men can get right with the women, they can give birth to your thoughts, things that you actually put out there. People put them in the office behind desk and allow them to build their businesses 24/7, like all the time. So if you can get in a relationship, which means just you being able to relate with a person enough to where y'all can be on one ship and grow that ship and maintain that one boat, is how I view a relationship. Now, to get to the part of how I actually got to where I'm at in life, I started from a father. That's why I put Father's Day here 7 days later after people, you know, celebrated Father's Day, is because my father grew up with a father that actually pretty much, I mean, he had 2 brothers, 2 sisters. Him and his brother, they are the only ones surviving or living here today. So it's like a big thing for Father's Day, because the first time I got jumped in my life, I was 13 in the projects in Alabama. I got jumped by a group of people. I went to, my mom stayed in this trailer. I went and got an old rusty shotgun. I thought I was going to go back and get rid of any person that touched me on this day. But, you know, my father came out there, got us, drove us back to Dallas. So a lot of things, when I say Father's Day, he'd think that I'm going to bring up negativity or certain things because I'm on the internet. All too often, we look at things like, instead of looking at ways of therapy or looking for ways to grow, we always think someone is speaking negative, or someone, we don't look at it like the things we've been through, the next generation is going to go through in a different type way. And it would be, what would be better for you than to be honest with that generation. So when they go through it, they can see what they're going through it and know how to deviate. They know how to dictate and grasp their life. So when you talk about optimizing, if the only thing you know is broken relationships, your mom and daddy didn't work, you know, things was thrown off with them. How do you optimize in a way when it comes from trauma, when you don't know? And then the person that grows from that trauma, where they are no longer there, a lot of times a person that you're in that relationship with is going to want you to come down to their level. They're going to want you to feel what they're feeling. Shout out to everyone in the world. No person can feel what you're feeling, or they can only communicate. They can only relate. So if you get to a relating or expressing, if someone doesn't agree with what you're saying, or you are speaking from a place of hurt, if you say, hey, my family is not close, this person is close to their family, but I start wanting them to not be around their family as much, and I realize it's probably because I didn't grow up with a close family. If these things start hitting, and you know, and it gets sensitive, or it gets to a part where it hits a trigger, then sometimes go to yourself. Because I had a partner that is a man say that. He said, hey man, I was with this girl for like three years. And he say, man, I had to get myself and realize that I'm not close to anybody in my family. And this girl is very family oriented. And I started wanting her not to be with her family. Like, I had to check myself. And I told him, I said, bro, that's big shit for you to be able to identify and be able to say that, because a lot of people never get to that point. They never get to a point to realize that they're projecting their energy or projecting their experiences off on you. You know what I'm saying? That they projected their experience off on you. So, you know, with that being said, hey man, let's start the projection. Let's get into the protection. Protect the people around, but don't protect them from they don't protect them. What is Ish's favorite word? He say accountability. Don't protect them from being accountable. If somebody does something, go, hey man, let them be accountable for whatever it is. Like, stop protecting people in the nonsense. Hey, because we got nations to build. And some people only think about building their homes. Yeah, I'm sorry if you only want to build one home and somebody else owns 100 homes. Who do you think is going? Who you think is going to never be looking for somewhere to live? Like, man, we got to start opening our minds to more. Opening our minds to a lot has been taken from people. Right now, we pay for air, we pay for rent, we pay for water. I mean, and we don't even know what we paying. We look on the money. We don't. And this is not a plea to say dislike money. That it's fiat currency. It's not nothing to say that. Love wealth, like love for this stuff, because your energy is what's creating it. That is the biggest part of it. If your energy is creating it, why not? Why would you not welcome in and want all these things that your energy is creating? You want those things, make those things. Hey, and my closing statement is just that. Like, each one teach one, build and optimize with people that are looking forward to being to running at their fullest potential. Don't be caught up. I mean, yeah, we can't get caught up on the weak links. Like, yeah, if I'm running at an optimal capacity and somebody keeps that they way in the back and they keep saying, "Hold on, man, I'm back here, I'm tired. Shit, stop for me." But you running the race. What are you gonna do? You gonna go back and get this person, or you gonna keep moving forward? That is really where we at with this world. Like, we're really there. There's an urgency and an urgency to becoming the best version of yourself. It's not longer where it's questionable. Hey, yeah, man, I got tomorrow, man, this week. Hey, man, this week could hit. And just like they said, COVID happened. Anything could happen at any particular point in time to shake up this whole thing that we in an instant. In an instant. So when those moments come, have you prepared? Have you connected? Do you have the correct network? In closing, man, each one teach one, build a hill, one love, man. Who got it from there?
Go ahead, brother.
All right, man. So check this out, family. What I'll say is, on the relationship topic, everything that happens in your relationship is personal, but it's all based off of contracts, And as a man, it's your job to make sure that the contracts that you have with your partner is willing to continue to manipulate those contracts as you grow and you change and you develop into who you're going to be. You got to make sure that you manage those contracts. Make sure that you take the darkness out of the relationship. Make sure your partner knows where y'all going and how you're going to get there. And leading and providing and protecting is like a very, very direct way of putting everything that men have to do in a small box. If you're young or you old and you're not in contact with your purpose, that should be your only focus, is understanding how your body works, health, fitness, family, communication. You shouldn't be lacking in any of these areas. You should be studying yourself so that, like what King Keith said just now, you put yourself first. We're not using the bottom as a foundation or that's not the standard. It's your job to make sure that what you put in your body is what you designated. No matter what your mama fed you. How you talk to your wife should be based off of how you feel your wife will want you to talk to her. And nothing else matters. How you discipline your kids is based off of how you identify. This is the best way for me to get the results I want out of my kids. That's what you do. Focus on your purpose and everything else will fall into place. That's the best way to manage your relationships, is to work on you. I'm out.
Man, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. First of all, in the closing statement, shout out to K Keith, man. Hitting everything on the head. Shout out to Mr. Ego, man. Check out that podcast, man. That's not what I said. Can't wait to be able to be a guest on your show so we can chop it up for real. But I myself, as an Israelite, man, I don't celebrate holidays and everything, so I can see appreciation into what KK put up here as far as a happy Father's Day, because we don't have to follow the trend of celebrating our family when the world wants us to. We can celebrate our family, and we should celebrate our mothers, fathers, children, and all that on a continuous basis. On a continuous basis, not just weekly, daily. You know what I'm saying? And how you do that is you if you're present, be present. Be present. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be there, be present. You know what I'm saying? That's how you show appreciation. When you can do what you do, you know what I'm saying? Get them what they want, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. As far as optimizing and becoming a greater version of yourself in the relationship, I'm gonna stand on what I've been saying all night. Make sure you choose wisely.
There it is.
Make sure you choose wisely. Because if you choose wrong, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Don't come to me. I'm gonna hold you. Hear me? I'm gonna hold you accountable. Like, man, I told you not to. Didn't I tell you? It's certain cats, bro, that I can tell you straight up, like, yeah, he probably should just go ahead and do his little bachelor type thing, because that mentality, if you ain't trying to change for nothing or nobody and don't be asking somebody to evolve with you, and you ain't trying to help them evolve. Help me evolve. Help me grow. And you ain't trying to and you don't want them to latch on to you though. You think with them latching on to you or them wanting to be around you and stuff like that is holding you back. No. They trying to be a part of what you want them to, what you trying to grow to be. They want to be a part of it. So excuse, I'm gonna be an advocate for the women. Excuse your woman if she want to be around you. Excuse your woman if you growing and she want to latch on to you and be lifted up while you're growing. Excuse her. Men, if we gonna be big dogs, we gonna be act like it. Let's act like it. You got that swinging deck? Shit, swing that motherfucker. Swing it. But shit, when that motherfucker real, you ain't even got to move. That motherfucker just, yeah, straight up. That motherfucker hop out like, yeah, I'm here. Straight up. You know what time it is. Straight up. y'all know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? So just straight up, man, you know, as a man, that as of right now, the way I look at it, seemingly like everything is it for me is on a great trajectory. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna speak from my point of view and how I got here, which is I had to change my mindset. I had to really stop talking that big dog shit and actually be that big dog. You know what I'm saying? Actually understand my presence and actually use that shit and actually do what the fuck I need to do to make sure my presence stays that force. You see, because we can fuck up and lose. We get to moving kind of fucked up and doing little shit, trying to swing that iron fist too much. You know what I'm saying? And fuck up. Because then a motherfucker get to doing a little too much. When you feel like you got to swing that iron fist too much, you get to swinging it everywhere else. Also, you feel me? But all in all, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're choosing the person that's like-minded.
Did we lose him?
And that those contracts, that those kind of, and what's that back there hollering again? But and understand that the conversations lead to those contracts that Mr. Ego was talking about. The conversations are the contracts because they not written down. You know what I'm saying? It's the conversation. That's where the contracts are going to be signed when you have those conversations. So make sure as a man, you're willing to open your mouth and have the conversations that you need to really say what the fuck you want from a woman. And not just be trying to get in her box. Because if that's what's going to send you down there. If you ain't conversating, when you go over there to chill, talk to her. Yeah, sit there and talk to her. And then get in that look. We can conversate, and then I'm going to conversate with you. We're going to conversate. Then we're going to conversate. Well, yeah, man. That's my closing statement, man. Y'all could have been anywhere. Y'all could have.
Hey, y'all could have been anywhere, but hey, y'all came out here. Y'all was with us. Tenfold, one love, man. Y'all should tap in. We out, Jeff. Peace.